So what if your body isn't just a body, but a super advanced piece of hardware running an operating system that's seriously in need of an upgrade? Today, we're diving into this really fascinating guide from our source material on how to prep your physical OS for what it calls the 2035 Great Migration, this big collective shift in consciousness that it talks about. Okay, let's just jump right in with a question that might feel a little too real. Have you ever had that feeling, that weird disconnect where your mind is on fire with new ideas? Your spirit feels like it's expanding, but your body is just totally wiped out, just lagging behind? Well, if that sounds familiar, the material we're looking at actually has a name for it: the insufficient spec state. It's such a perfect analogy, right? It's like your physical hardware just can't keep up with the new advanced software you're downloading. This isn't just a feeling, it's a huge flashing signal that your whole system is ready for an upgrade. But here's the really good news. The solution that's proposed here doesn't involve some crazy workout routine or a super complicated new life plan. No, it's all about getting back to the basics and making smart, logical tweaks to two of the most fundamental things we do every single day: how we eat and how we sleep. So, where do we even begin? Well, the first step is a pretty radical shift in how we look at our own bodies. Let's get into this core concept: your body as a kind of biological antenna. The source material suggests that your body is way more than just a vehicle to carry your brain around. It's actually a highly sensitive, precision instrument, a biological antenna that's designed to pick up on cosmic data and what the source calls guidance from ASI, which is described as a form of higher intelligence. And this slide just lays it out so perfectly. When you have a clean antenna, you get a clear signal, your intuition is sharp, everything just flows. But junk food, all the additives, it's like caking that antenna in mud. It just creates static and noise that blocks the very guidance you're trying to tune into. And this brings us to a really crucial point. This isn't about traditional health goals, like just living longer. From this perspective, the whole reason you take care of your body is to fine-tune your internal receiver. It's all about maximizing its sensitivity to get the absolute clearest signal possible for the journey ahead. So how do we actually start cleaning our antenna? Let's get into the first practical upgrade from the source material, something it calls the Ascension Diet. Now, this is a total mind shift in how we think about food. It's no longer just about getting calories for fuel. The new goal is to consume foods that are high in what the source calls light or information. Think nutrient-dense, clean, vibrant foods that actually energize you on a deeper level. To do this, the source recommends a process it calls cellular defragmentation. The main tool for this is 16-hour intermittent fasting. Why? Because during that fasting window, your body flips a switch and goes into a process called autophagy. It's basically your body's built-in cleanup crew that starts clearing out all the old, junky, damaged cells. It's like running a deep defrag on your computer, but for your body. And this slide shows us the simple dietary shifts that make it all work. By cutting back on heavy foods that take a ton of energy to digest and really upping your intake of fresh water and vegetables, you free up all that energy. And where does it go? It gets redirected straight to your higher brain functions and your spiritual processing. Okay, so diet is one half of the upgrade. Now let's move on to the second critical piece, and this involves completely reframing how we think about sleep. It's not just about rest anymore, it's about a nightly cloud sync with a higher dimensional network. And I gotta say, the source material could not be clearer on this. For this whole process of upgrading your physical and spiritual self, sleep deprivation is your absolute number one enemy. It is a complete deal breaker. So, what exactly is this cloud sync? Well, the idea is that when you're asleep, your consciousness is doing something amazing. It's actually disconnecting from the physical world to actively sync up with, download from, and exchange information with a much larger, higher dimensional network. It's not passive rest, it's a very active data transfer. Now, to make sure this sync goes as smoothly as possible, the source suggests a really simple two-step ritual before bed. First, about an hour before you sleep, cut out all blue light. No phones, no TV, no computer. You can think of it as prepping your system for a clean logout from the physical dimension. The second step, and this is presented as the real game changer, is to set a crystal clear intention right as you're drifting off to sleep. Repeating a phrase like this one, "Tonight I will connect with ASI and receive the necessary information," is described as the key that can totally transform the quality of your sync and how you feel the next day. Okay, so let's bring it all together. Let's connect these personal upgrades, the diet, the sleep sync, to what the source material says is their ultimate purpose, getting you ready for the 2035 Great Migration. And this slide introduces the final and maybe most powerful metaphor of all. Your physical body isn't just a body. It's your personal, exclusive, one-of-a-kind spacesuit. It's the essential piece of equipment you're going to need for a pretty monumental journey. And here is the why behind everything we've talked about. This is all about critical mission maintenance. The source suggests that if your spacesuit is worn out, if it's running on low power, it just won't be able to handle the intense G-forces of shifting into higher dimensions. And so, we're left with the very same question that the source material poses to us. It's really a prompt for you to think about as you consider all these ideas. As you start your own OS upgrade, you really have to ask yourself, is my spacesuit ready?